put our trust in Allah and start our working. I cannot speak English well, but I start decolonization right now with by talking English not well. I want to share with you a story that is based on my real life, that I don't have a sweet child because I passed this period with a boring and bad memories. When I entered to school and when I was child in primary school, I have a lot of memories that they are not good for me. I always compare myself with another students, and I never, and in this way I lose my ability and my power and everything that God gives to everyone. And I pass all of the level step by step, and I reach to university. When I entered to university, I studied social science, but I understand that these courses cannot help me to solve my problem first and then solve my country problems. And then I understand that we should have unlearning that dear Monir Fashe told us. Unlearning that school, that we have a lot of ability, but university and education system takes from us. I always thought about it, that what can we do in this bad situation, and then after I graduate in my bachelor's, Allah opened the door for me that I became familiar to someone that think like me, and another door that Allah opened for me, that give me a situation that I can become a teacher in the primary school. But I try to experience, I try to use my last experience in the university, in the primary school, guidance school and high school, that I put my trust to another one. But in the teaching, I try to believe myself, and never teach me that how can you teach to children. I first think that how we can teach, and then I focus on my inner power and my self-confidence, and then I start teaching. Never teach me that how can you teach. At the first year, I work in a library, and I sit in the chair and think a lot from what should I do, and then I change everything that I can. For example, the appearance of a library, and then I select some useful books and put it in the low shelves that it is access of this is really easy for children. And then I read some books, some useful books for my children that they are is not my responsibility, because most of the teachers that work in the library just they take and bring the books. But I read some stories for them, some useful stories for them, like playing a role, like an artist. And it is so attractive for them, from them. Next year, the education system published a new book of social science for 6th grade school. And it has a great difference from old book that they taught. Before than it, we have 3 books: history, geography, and social science. But in the new published book, they merged all of these areas together, but with a great difference. They talk about, for example, something that related to geography or history, or about kings, about climate, about areas, about, for example, mountain and something like this. But at the end of the lesson, at the end of the unit, we have a small box that discuss about, okay, we learn, for example, these are mountains, these are source, these are energies, but what can I do? After that, in the short box, they discuss about a practical they gave them a practical knowledge that after they go back to home, what should they do from this learning. And it is really good for my children, my students, and they really like these patterns of teaching. And most of the time of my class, we pass for these small box that attractive for my students. And all of the class discuss about these points. And we produce a new knowledge, a new science from these little ideas. And if we have time in the class, I ask some question that is not that is unexpected for them. For example, we compare with self-dependent human and tool-dependent human. First I asked them a question, what do you think about tool-dependent human? And they don't can understand these concepts. But I asked them another question. For example, if earthquake happen and you lose everything of your tools and instruments and for example, your family and everything that you belong to you, what do you do? And then we discuss about it that we cannot trust to tools. We cannot depend to tools. We have to depend to our ability, to God, and everything that be sustainable. And because we don't have time, I conclude my presentation. I believe that I cannot reach my goals from university but inshallah I'll reach it from multiversity from Father Idris. In this way, I will be weaving my carpet. Thank you so much.